Alright, boys and girls, Mick Stormer with the Brookville Police Department, bringing you a great book tonight, Shark Detective, right? Good book. Jessica O'Lean wrote it. She's the author. Probably illustrated it herself too. If you need a copy, ask your mom and dad if you can get online. Shark Detective, Jessica O'Lean. Let's get into this, shall we? Alright. Shark Detective by Jessica O'Lean. Shark lived alone in a hotel room in the city. There was Shark up in his room, hanging out. Shark loved watching detective shows and eating potato chips. And sometimes he would eat too many. I did that myself just the other night. Doritos are my favorite. At night, Shark would dream that he would be a detective. And then here's an illustration of the shark doing detective work, and he finds a pair of glasses and he returns them to an old lady, and she informs him that he's her hero and he solves the crime of the day and everybody's happy. But then in the morning when the shark wakes up, he remembers that he's the lonely old shark. One day, Shark saw a poster, a missing kitty, and people needed help. And he knew what he had to do. He would become Shark Detective. To solve the mystery of the missing kitty, Shark would have to learn how to look like a kitty, sniff like a kitty, and more importantly, he had to think like a kitty. Shark first went to the library to do his research. By reading books, he learned how to do Tai Chi, which is an ancient Chinese meditation ritual. Helps center himself. Alright? Shark began his investigation by looking for witnesses. That's a really good way to start any investigation into any crime. To you gumshoes out there, right? Here he is talking to someone along the streets, and he says, "Excuse me, sir, have you seen this kitty?" And then he shows him the picture of the missing kitty. Ah! This guy was terrified of Shark Detective, and he threw his bags up in the air, and he went running, screaming, probably crying, hiding under his bed. Everywhere he went, people screamed and hid, and they would say things like, "Run! But I'm a vegetarian! Don't eat me! Shark! He's looking for kitties!" See, people thought that the Shark Detective was not a good guy and that he wanted to eat the missing kitty, but that's not the case. He wanted the kitty to be returned home safely. Because of people's reactions, Shark began to think that he just wasn't cut out for the detective work. He was getting ready to go home and put his pajamas on when all of a sudden he heard, "Meow!" Shark stood very still, and he listened, and he waited, and then he had an idea, and then he heard another meow. Meow, meow, here kitty, kitty. That's the shark calling for the kitty, speaking in kitty languages, right? We all know kitties meow, so the shark figured he would meow too. There's a kitty poking its head up from behind the trash cans. Aha! And then the kitty yells, "Ah!" It was the kitty from the poster. "You're a shark," says Kitty. "I'm not only a shark, I'm also a detective." "A detective," says Kitty. "That's just what I need. I've been trying to track down my missing mousy toy that went missing several days ago." Shark says, "I'll use my powerful nose to track it down." Sharks have an extraordinary sense of smell. And when they're looking for things, they use that sense of smell in the water. This case, we're in the city on land using it. But nonetheless, very powerful sense of smell, looking for mousy toys, right? "This way," says Shark. They look at the cheese. They find a block of cheese. They both take a sniff of it. I smell something, says Kitty. They continue to sniff. Over here, says Shark. And then together they find the missing Mousy toy. Teamwork, boys and girls. We can't do things on our own. Kitty says, I am so happy. You must come over to my house for dinner to celebrate. So Kitty takes Shark home to meet his family. What's in your home? That's the cat's family, and they are grateful to have Shark join them. Watson's the kitty's name we learned. And there's a little girl happy that Kitty came back. Then they had asked him to stay for good. So they were so impressed by Shark Detective that they actually asked him to join their family. So there's pictures of the shark and the kitty enjoying hot cocoa. Here they are making some sort of graph. I don't know. Here they are getting ready for bed. Maybe doing a little kung fu. And then they got bunk beds together. Who doesn't love bunk beds, right? Shark says, hey, Kitty, I have an idea. And then they start to whisper. Because it's bedtime, right? We gotta go to sleep. We gotta be quiet. We gotta, bring it down a notch. Let's do it, says Kitty. Cat and Shark Detectives. So Kitty joins Shark, and now they're Cat and Shark Detectives. What a great book. Make sure you get a copy of this, with your parents' permission, of course. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the morning. Get some sleep and have a great night.